Downloading WordPress from scratch can seem pretty daunting at first, but the first thing to do is head on over to www.wordpress.org and then just click on the link Download WordPress. We're downloading WordPress version 3.6. Here we've got two different types of file, but I'm just going to download the zip file. Say OK. It's downloaded, just extract it and then open it up, and inside we can see lots of different files. The first file I want to look at is this one called readme.html. It's a nice little file. It gives us the version number. I've downloaded version 3.6. It tells us a few things about WordPress and it gives us instructions of how to install WordPress. It's actually called the famous 5-minute install and tells us exactly how to install WordPress. So I'm going to go back to my files. And open up wp-config-sample.php and see what's required. Here I can see that we need the database name. We also need the username and the password. Now to get these, what I need to do is go over to my cPanel and set up a database. So I'm in cPanel. Everyone's will be slightly different. And just scroll down to the databases section, and here we've got MySQL databases. Click on that link and then create an example. So I'm going to create a database called test. Go back. Now what I need to do is create a user. So username Steve. Give Steve a password. Enter in that password again. And when you see the two little green ticks, that means that you've entered in the password correct. So we're good to create the user. User is created. So I just take the password. Go back. Now what I need to do is add the user to the actual database to give him the permissions to access the database. So here we've got example_Steve to the database example_test. Click add, and I'm going to give him all privileges and make changes. Go back, and that's it. So now all I need to do is grab the database name, and that is example_test, and go back to my file. So what I'll do is open up Dreamweaver again, and the database name, being careful not to delete any of the apostrophes or brackets, and it's example_test. Then my username, which goes in here. Just going to highlight that. Delete it. Go back to my web page, and the user that accesses that database is called database, and it's example_Steve. So I'm just gonna Command C or Control-C. And then Command-V or Control-V. And then I'm going to enter in the password here. Now when I save this file, I know that it needs to be changed from wp-config-sample.php, and I need to save it without the word sample. So I choose File, Save As, and then I just simply take the word sample off the end. And that's it, wp-config.php, click Save, go back to my Finder, then I can see that I've got wp-config, and I'm just going to send that to the trash. And that is it. We've now got all the files that we need to upload to our website. The next thing that we need to think about is whereabout we want to install all of these files, whether we want it to be in the root or whether we want to create a directory such as blog or articles and install our WordPress there. So in the next video we'll upload all of the WordPress files and install WordPress on our domain name.